Hello and welcome to First Taste, the show where we kidnap New Zealand talent and claim it as our own. My name's Chris.
And I'm Matthew, and today we are listening to the new Lorde album, Melodrama.
I don't know, a gesture to melodrama. I don't know how to
Is it
overly
this?
melodramatic. Yeah, that's it. That's the
Yeah.
one. It's like, groundbreaking artist back in 2013, Randy Marsh, otherwise known as Lorde. She's talented for sure, so it's no surprise as to why both her and then her writing partner, Joel Little, I think his name is, really good production duo, and it's a project that just worked. It was the kind of album where you could take her age and stuff aside. It still worked so well.
Just good for being the sake of good.
What the hell? When I was 16, I was playing web browser games.
RuneScape.
Yeah, we've come back to this a few times now.
And to be honest, that's one of the main reasons that I like Lorde, and it's one of the main reasons why I'm feeling cautiously optimistic about this album. Because one of the things I really like about Lorde is that she was just a regular 16-year-old that sang about regular 16-year-old things, like catching the train and going to a friend's party and dreams of success and that sort of stuff, and living in these sleepy little towns. But now that she has hit the big and she has got that success, I don't know if she'll have the same sort of feel in her music, and that's what I really liked about Pure Heroine.
Her aesthetic and her kind of backstory was so refreshingly normal.
And then the other thing was that her production style was very minimal before it was such a thing, before it was so huge. Like, there were definitely aspects of it, but now that everybody's doing it, she's kind of lost that unique niche as well. But I have belief in her songwriting prowess. So I think she can pull this off, and I'm really excited.
I think there'll be an element to this album where she'll benefit from having had these 4 years to get it all together, and not rushing it. So I've got high hopes too.
So we have our wonderful chalices.
What have we got here?
Orange juice and vodka.
Orange juice and vodka.
Purely based off lyrics from her first album. One of my favorite lyrics from Pure Heroine is the part where she's like, "You buy me orange juice."
And then
Grey Goose.
got the opulent glasses as well.
Yeah.
Naturally.
For dreams of royalty. Like, we nailed this one, guys. We nailed it.
This is Lorde as a concept, this drink.
Oh, you know what? I immediately know this one.
Yeah.
I must have heard it.
So I was going to say, did you seek out any of the singles?
Haven't seeked it out, but I think I heard it on Triple J.
I really like this single. I think it's really good, because this is all very familiar up until this point. When this kick drum comes in, I really
nice.
like how jarring that is. Like, in a kind of way, like it just doubles down.
And you think it's subversive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you think it's going to drop.
And you think it's going to be really moody and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's kind of optimistic.
That plunky piano.
Yeah.
It's nice. Not plunky at all, but...
yeah, I know what you mean. Bouncy almost.
Yeah, bouncy, yeah.
And it's just so catchy, this song. It's unbelievable. Phil Collins drum fill as well,
Isn't it?
to match.
Oh, this is totally opening up her, like, festival slots.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so
Similar
good.
imagery, but yeah, it's so smooth, hey?
That pre-chorus is...
It shouldn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could argue that the track title and it being first in the entire listing is a little bit heavy-handed, like having the green light at the beginning of an album and then that being the beginning of a journey.
Yeah,
But
no, absolutely, I thought that.
I've always liked how straightforward she is with that kind of stuff.
That's not bad at all.
Oh.
Oh.
Dropping an F-bomb, edgy.
Oh, but that was so moody.
Yeah.
I love how the tracks can just, like, turn on a dime.
Yeah.
So grimesy.
Yeah, it's crazy grimesy. I don't really go shopping often, but I imagine this song is going to be playing at every single H&M.
Yeah. Yes.
Every day. It's good though. Straight into the next one.
That transition between the two songs was so smooth.
Yeah. Those synths scream flume.
Alright. Okay. Good, she's not losing that.
No.
She's not losing that that normal...
Yeah, normalcy
Teenage.
basically. She's such a good figure to have in pop music.
She's like the opposite of every other like pop musician out there that's like, you know...
Terrible trope.
Haley Steinfeld or something who's just like, you were born into this.
Yeah, exactly.
And... nice. I like that. Oh, Lorde.
Yeah, loud.
Broadcast the boom, 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 and make them all dance to it.
See, any other song would have just like dropped right there.
Yeah, and did the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Completely filtered down. That chord progression is...
It's pretty normal.
Yeah, it's very, very standard. It's fine.
But I don't think it's not the point of the song.
No.
I think it's like
It's
lyrically.
There's plenty of other different movements happening within that mix.
I'm not a big fan of this part.
I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of, but I think the very fact that it doesn't remind me of anything specific is why I dislike it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It feels like an amalgamation of every top 40 pre-chorus.
Yeah.
That's how it sounds to me.
It's very 2017.
Yeah. But that's where that is kind of genius, because every other top 40 song would
It
go.
wouldn't do that, yeah.
That's
some interesting instrumentation. You'd expect that from the 90s.
Yeah.
Or 80s even.
Yeah, you're right. It's almost got a time of your life kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
I've had time of my life. I have to applaud her for her restraint there. It didn't just drop as it so typically could have. It's kind of cool.
There was part of me that felt like it needed to.
Yeah.
I would have hated the song if it did.
It's definitely not as immediately satisfying. But that song is almost...
It's got more longevity.
Yes, longevity, and it's almost the sonic equivalent of the lyric, I think, in Team.
Yeah.
It's like, we're getting tired of throwing our hands up in the air.
Now, here we go with a nice little piano ballad.
So
Send us to sleep with a lullaby.
This is the only other song I've heard, because it was the second single. She's dauntingly good in terms of vocal chops. It's crazy.
And like storytelling as well.
Yeah.
I was joking about a ballad, but this is like a full-on ballad.
100% of the way, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's beautifully honest, this song. It's largely about her reputation preceding her with normal life acquaintances and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, you can hear that.
I am a toy that people enjoy till all of the tricks
Aw.
don't work anymore.
Oh. She's got that fragility in her voice as well.
Very
She's
vulnerable.
so talented in so many ways.
Yeah, what other 20-year-old in the limelight is even thinking, let alone singing about these topics?
Yeah.
Every other person with a similar platform has got your typical, like, live fast while
die
you're on
young.
top. Yeah, this is the complete opposite. In many ways, it proves that the title of the album itself is kind of tongue-in-cheek, which is good too.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
she
such an
recognizes.
yeah, and it's such an overtly serious title that it's a joke on how serious the title of the album is. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, so melodramatic.
That was really
Beautiful
good.
song, yeah. That's how you write a ballad.
Totally, and that's how you pull it off.
Yeah.
Sometimes I struggle with certain artists that do have that sort of crossover mainstream success, but also like that indie alternative sort of success. For me, I wonder if I do actually like it, or if I've just given myself permission to like it. And so
In a guilty pleasure kind of way.
I don't believe in guilty pleasures.
Okay.
I believe if you
Absolutely not, yeah.
if you like something, you like it.
Okay.
But I just wonder, would I like a lot more of mainstream top 40 sort of pop music if I gave myself permission to like it? But it's just because of that cred that Lorde has coming from those indie sort of alternative like
And
roots
humble beginnings.
beginnings that I like her. While saying that, I do think that she has an incredible gift. These songs are legitimately good. They're good songwriting. They're subversive. There is part of me that just wonders, if I heard that song and it was by anyone else, would I enjoy it? But if it was by anyone else, would it be as good?
And it wouldn't have rung as true.
Yeah.
Because it's so honest. I absolutely share some of that sentiment in terms of, at least in my opinion, I think there's no greater example that pop music can serve a great purpose and can be amazing. And Lorde is a perfect example of that. Writing these really honest songs. And I don't want to detract from anybody else doing that kind of thing or putting forth that kind of image. Like, I know Taylor Swift has a lot of that kind of, I'm just a normal girl. At least early on she did. In a similar way, this is so immediately more interesting to me. Most of the stuff that Lorde has done, it resonates so much more with me. Like, first of all, it resonating with me is kind of insane. But then again, I can appreciate a really well-constructed and honest song. And she just seems to do it every single time.
See, every time you think it's gonna drop, and then she just pulls it right back.
Yeah.
The interplay between like the R&B elements of it and like the more rocky instruments, like the guitars and that sort of stuff. Really reminds me of like Frank Ocean's Blonde.
I like that.
Oh, it's industrial.
Yeah, it is. Straight up. Yeah, cool. Very metallic.
But so melodic to it.
There's a real timbral quality to it, where it's, yeah, exactly, it's melodic. It's cacophonous even.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's sticking to the beat like really well. It's the way it's implemented.
Glued together so
Yeah,
far,
it doesn't feel like a cacophony.
No.
Was not expecting that in a Lorde track.
That was something else. That was Phil Collins.
It was it?
On an 808. This is... Listen to my SoundCloud, man. Here's my mixtape. Such an interesting choice that this is coupled with the other song.
Why isn't it a separate song? What is this? It's got like a 50s sort of feel to her voice. Like
like an Americana kind of innocence to it. It's a weird, eh?
Good song, nonetheless. But the second half is just bizarre.
Just define song.
Ooh. That's very haunted house.
Yeah.
We told you this was melodrama.
There we go. Again, it's got that sort of feel that Mitski has on like Happy, where she's like...
That was the happy drum as well. I don't know if you heard it. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but like the way she's kind of talking about the aftermath, like Happy is all about like the aftermath of having a guy sleep over and stuff, whereas this is the aftermath of the party.
And almost to the extent where you can't even enjoy the moment because you know it's going to end. That kind of fleeting aspect to it. Yeah, definitely. Gunfights in the limelights, that's...
Good line.
Shade!
2012 is what that was, apparently. Yeah. So is, like, the party, like, a metaphor for her career? For her, like, her stardom or something?
It could be, and she's wary and...
Yeah, that it might be
anticipating it all to end tomorrow. Another ballad.
Another ballad, yeah.
Okay, so this one, I saw some footage of her performing this a cappella at a gig, and it was pretty hauntingly good.
Yeah.
It was kind of insanely good. So in other words, she freaking pulls this song off live.
Yeah. Wow.
Feels like it's an entire new register she's opened up, hey, in terms of vocal range.
It's really reminding me of someone else.
Yeah, like Kate Bush or something.
I feel like it's got like a very like chamber poppy sort of
Yeah,
to it.
absolutely, yeah.
Like the Julia Holter.
Yeah.
Wayes Blood.
Wayes Blood, yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Wayes,
Wayes.
yeah. I don't want to call it with at least 3 more songs to go, but I would like to think that that is kind of the heaviest song on the album.
Yeah, definitely the most like emotionally confronting.
And defeated, pretty much.
Yeah.
It is very much dawned on me how her naming the album as such.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way she could address this kind of stuff.
I think so, by acknowledging it.
That's what I mean, because I think she's too self-aware to just put it out and be like, yep, my life.
All the love we had and lost.
It is going to get dancey.
Totally.
You can hear it
feel it.
in the background with the... There we go. Here we go. That's such a church's like
yeah,
beat.
totally. It had to come up after the last song. It would have been just too...
Oh yeah, if she ended the album...
Too crushing. Yeah.
I would have liked it to like stay, like dwell in that sort of tragic area for a bit longer. This one's very on the nose.
Yeah. There's a real dark aspect and quality to that synth too.
There is.
Everything.
Totally. This has also got a very like Brandon Flowers-y
feel
to it.
Absolutely, yeah. Flamingo or something.
Yeah, like Desired Effects.
Yeah.
This song's not grabbing me like the other ones quite have.
I'm
not fine.
I'm not begrudging of it because it very much had to come up. That's what I mean. In terms of the album's tangent, it's just a smart track listing choice. This bridge now is pretty... It's pretty spaced out.
Yeah. Interesting. You don't get enough reprises.
It's very apt in terms of dwelling on similar sentiments but in a completely different headspace. I imagine that's the kind of what she's going for. Like she hasn't forgotten. But maybe she's already in a different place now.
Yeah, it feels like progress.
Yeah, exactly. This is it.
Ended out on a banger. This is anthemic.
Massively, yeah.
Such a straightforward song.
Very straightforward,
This is the sort of stuff I kind of expected her to go to.
I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah, this is the party banger.
Obligatory, I guess, like, it had to happen. I'm not sure I like that synth either. It's kind of distorted, but it's a really safe and clean distortion. It's too palatable. I don't know if that's just, I don't know. I guess just why even make it distorted if it's going to be that
after some of the
stencil,
like different places that she's gone on this album,
yeah.
This one feels a bit middle of the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
A bit safe.
At the same time, I think it's more fitting than it is maybe good. I wouldn't expect her to break ground on the last song on this album.
This kind of has like a cathartic release
and like a victory lap type thing.
Yeah.
You got going for it, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck are perfect places anyway?
At least there's that too.
Mm.
A sense of realism, very sugary, and then it kind of ends on that. Yeah,
on that.
That's some redeeming quality
I think
to
so.
that. Yeah, it's not so bad. And in terms of a single line to end the album on, it's pretty
it's apt.
Apt, yeah. It's perfect. Yeah.
That was really interesting, and that was for me enjoyable start to finish. Even in that last song, it wasn't my favorite song on the album by far, but it definitely, in the context of the album, I think it works perfectly. But yeah, enjoyable start to finish. She went to some really different places.
Yeah.
Like she did a lot of that subverting, like minimal R&B sort of thing, but she also then wasn't afraid to go for the full on glamoury, glittery sort of pop songs, but then she went in the ballad direction as well. And we got like her vocal range has just opened right up.
Yeah.
And she's doing things that she hasn't done there. The storytelling is still there, like her ability to tell and weave stories just about normal sort of everyday life.
Yeah, just progress on all accounts. I mean, just because wasn't drawn in by a few of those songs, there wasn't anything wrong with them. They glued the entire ride and the entire trajectory together.
They're integral to the progress of the process of the album.
Yeah.
It's very cohesive. It's so well tied together.
I think probably every single song on that listing deserves to have some kind of airplay.
Sure, yeah.
I think they're all really good. And in terms of a favourite, I don't know, but that Hard Feelings song was really
so
intriguing.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
The industrial sort of like...
Exactly.
Like side one was like so industrial, but the other part was just like bizarre 50s... I don't know.
Doo-wop, basically. Yeah. And again, having this 20-year-old figure at the forefront of pop music, it gives me... it's not optimism, because it's fine. You can be into whatever you want to be into, but she's experimented enough on this that maybe a young, precocious listener that's really into her work can maybe get into some more industrial stuff.
Absolutely.
And it can be like, there's a gateway kind of aspect to it.
This is the music that I want teenagers to be listening to.
Totally. That's exactly how I have felt about Lorde from the beginning. So,
absolutely, totally.
Yeah, really good.
Jeez, I'm so impressed. That's easily one of my favorite albums of the year.
Yeah.
That I've listened to easily, and I'm just really looking forward to getting to know the songs that I like more and like understanding the other songs better.
And to the extent where even just being out and about in public transport and just hearing it in day-to-day life, because that kind of stuff is inevitable. You're not going to be able to escape some of these songs.
Yeah.
That's how popular they'll get.
But this music is great for that.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Great for listening when you're in the changing rooms at H&M. Great just like background music when you've got people over. Great.
If you want to buy the album, diverse. Physically, it
and just
works
sit
for
down.
That. Yeah, it's really, 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 really good.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. I really loved it.
Round of applause, Ella.
Applause. Definitely claiming you as Australian.
Yeah.
You've earned
Best
that right.
Aussie talent.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let us know what you thought of Lorde's album, Melodrama. We'd love to have a discussion with you down in the comments about it. See you soon.